@rsonline.com.
All right. It's the beginning of the show. That's what this is here on a Wednesday in the Bureau, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance, go! With the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Welcome in. I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a round of applause. Thank you. I'm here. Thank you. And Beaver is here. Let's give Beaver a round of applause. Take a bow. Beaver's here. Yeah, thanks. Thank y'all. And you are here. And I tell you what, it's really most important that you're here. Therefore, we have a reason to be here. We got the whole gang, have a show. We can have a show. And this is live. So if you're tuning in on the live stream right now, it's not a replay. It's my live voice. Okay, so you can comment if you're on YouTube or Facebook or X, formerly Twitter. Just drop a comment in there. We can pop it up on the screen. You can be a part of the show that way. You can call me on the Davini Equipment phone line, Davini Equipment in Madison and in Jackson. Your Kubota dealer, the oldest Kubota dealer in the U.S. In fact, means they've been doing it better, longer than anyone else right here at Davini. Number to call, 897-1059, 897-1059. Did I give out the text number? Text me on the Country Pleasing text line, 885-3776. 601 number, 885-3776. Listen, I'm in parts unknown today, connected. And a minute ago when I tried to communicate with Beaver, there was this massive delay again between me and him. It was like one of those where I'm, talking to our news correspondent overseas. But we're going to, let's try it and see. Let's just try it and see. What do you think? We got new Always Sunny. All right, let's see how it works. Hey, Beav, you there?
I'm here, Matt White.
See, I told y'all, there's a long delay. Like, Beav, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to count to 3, but you're going to be the 3. I'm going to say 1, 2, and then you're going to say 3, and we're going to see how far apart it is. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2,
3.
As long as it sounds cool on your end, that's all I care about. But see, on my end, it's a little different. Hey, and before I turn you loose, Beav, what do you think of the? Oh, shoot. What am I trying to say? What do you think of the new Always Sunny music?
I think I like the old one better. The standard.
Okay, you like the standard better? All right. Well, I tried it out. We got it here as a backup.
Throw that in every now and then.
There you go. Every now and then just to change it up. That's what we'll do. All right, get on in here. You can be a part of the show. Gene, you're on Facebook. You say you don't have any sound going right now on Facebook. I think everything looks connected and working and hunky-dory here on my end. So you just let me know if, for whatever reason, you don't have it on your end. But everything on this end is the same. I checked it, and so you should be good to go. All right. Well, it's not quite, but it's close. Yep, the whatever it is Masters. How many is this going to be? They always say this is the so-and-so Masters, 105th or 200th. What? I don't know what number this is. Okay, but it officially begins tomorrow. But today is something I always enjoy watching over there. Wednesdays of Masters Week. You get the par 3 contest on the par 3 course right next to Augusta. And all the players and usually their families, friends and families that they have as their sort of ceremonial caddies, and therefore all the golfers, they have their little young kids, and they let them hit shots and putt on the green and everything. And then there's the whole stigma of if you win the par 3 contest, you finish first, you don't win the Masters. Like, nobody's ever won the par 3 and then turned around and won the Masters itself too. So, for whatever that's worth. But it's a really neat scene. I enjoy it, especially days like today. We're over in Augusta. It is absolutely perfect weather. I mean perfect. Bright, sunny. Now there's a few clouds rolling around, but it's the puffy kind. And beautiful sunshine. I think they have a high temperature today in like the 60s, high 60s. So they're enjoying it. It's not hot. It's not raining. The wind's not blowing. I mean, it is just absolutely pristine over there. But it's kind of the same way here. I spent a little time outside this morning, and man, today's just beautiful. And I think right now, the only rain they have forecast for Augusta from now through the end of the weekend is overnight Thursday night. I think they don't have rain, thunderstorms, anything predicted or forecast for tomorrow throughout the day while they're going to play. It's just while everybody's asleep Thursday night into Friday morning, it's supposed to come through there and maybe rain some, wet it really good. So, but then maybe quit so that they can all play normal tee times and play normally on Friday, which would be great. And the weekend weather, at least forecast right now, weekend weather for Augusta is, again, it's perfect. Highs, upper 60s, low 70s, bluebird. Not a lot of wind. I guess it could change, but anyway, so maybe the scores will be low this year. We'll see. But I always really enjoy Masters Week. Denzel texts the show. Country pleasing text line. And let's see, what did he say? He said, "One more day, Matt. One more day." Dun dun dun. Yeah. What is that? Is that your, hey, Denzel, is that your typed out text version of the beginning of the Masters music? Da 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 da. Da da. Yeah, okay, got it. He said, what's this? He sent me this thing here. Over the years, players chose a range of dishes for the Champions Dinner, which was last night. Scheffler had hosted his Champions Dinner last night. So 1986, you had Bernhard Langer. He's German, and so they had Wiener Schnitzel. 1989, after Sandy Lyle won it, he served haggis. What is haggis? Do I want to know? 93, Fred Couples served chicken cacciatore. 1995, after Jose Maria Olazabal, spelled with a Z, and it always feels weird to pronounce it that, but it's Olazabal. He had paella. The next year, Ben Crenshaw, 96, had Texas barbecue. 97, Faldo served fish and chips. 98, Tiger served cheeseburgers. 2001, Vijay Singh served what? Penang curry? Did I say that correctly? Look at here now. All right, 2004 was after Mike Weir, the lefty, won it. He served elk and wild boar. I've had both of those. I enjoyed them both. 2009, Trevor Immelman served meat pie, which, Beaver, sounds like something Charlie would come up with. Meat pie. But that's a real thing. 2010, Angel Cabrera served Argentinian barbecue. Now, what is that? Why is that different than our barbecue? Why is it Argentinian? And then in 2017, after Danny Willett won, he served something called Sunday roast. Now, I'll say this. I don't know if this is the same thing. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's two totally different things. But I know this, in the homes that I grew up in, coming home for lunch on Sunday, that was kind of a thing around here. We had roast. You know, when I was a kid at home before I left home to go to college and didn't realize I was leaving for good. But growing up, my mom, many a Sunday, we had roast out of the crock pot on Sundays, which I love. And then, you know, it's always been a tradition in Anna Beth's family. Her grandmother, Miss Mary Smith, call her Mom. And if you went to Mom and Pop's house over the years on Sunday after church, every Sunday, it was roast, rice, gravy, and other things. That was a Sunday tradition, too. So I wonder if that's what it is, Sunday roast. See, now I figured that. Sven, who weighs in, he's over there in Germany. He's on YouTube, and he said Sunday roast is a special UK dish. And I would figure that. And then he said, outside of the peppermint sauce, it's good. Peppermint sauce. Okay, regarding haggis, Sven says haggis is a Scottish national dish. He said it's absolutely delicious. It's a blood sausage from Germany, but with different spices. Yeah, this is true. My man, Hale State fan, says Rory has the same number of wins in 2025 as the Atlanta Braves. Two is better than one. I know that much. Especially when win number 2 comes against the Phillies. Okay, all right then. Okay, that's a good jumping off point. All right. I'm coming to your text from Unnamed and Grumpy and Hunter and RT and Miko and Bradley and White Denzel and all y'all. Coming to y'all on the Country Pleasing text line next. But first, headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group. Powered by Illuminate Bank. Right here in Mississippi. The Mortgage Man Group, anything mortgage related, that's where you go. Buying, refinancing, any of that. The Mortgage Man Group. Got to tell you something they're having in Ridgeland tomorrow, so just hang on. Yeah, okay, so we'll start right there since he brought up the Braves. They win last night over the Phillies, 7-5, and it was not easy. It was a back and forth heck of a ball game. Chris Sale, the reigning Cy Young winner in the National League for the Braves, got the start of the game with back-to-back strikeouts, and then boom, here come the Phillies. I mean, they hit it all over the park. He could not get Kyle Schwarber out. I think he was a double shy of the cycle, single, triple home run, and but the Braves got it done. A late insurance run, 7-5, a couple of hits, and a huge RBI double for Austin Riley, the Mississippian. Braves get their second win. They're going to play again tonight. Meanwhile, it was a heck of a game between the Angels and the Rays last night in Tampa. It was tied 3-3 going into the top of the ninth inning. Tampa was the home team. And the Angels played it a run in the top of the ninth, took a 4-3 lead. And so leading off the bottom of the ninth inning was Jake Mangum, and they needed base runners, right? And he hit a scorching oppo line drive, jumping up in the air. They had to shift on. The third baseman jumps and just barely gets a glove on it, but it's a base hit single to start off the bottom of the ninth, representing a tie and run for Jake Mangum. And then he stole second base. And so he was at second in scoring position with no outs. And it was either a walk or something or another. He winds up maybe an infield hit, something. I don't know what they did. But he winds up at third base with no outs. They had second and third no outs. He's over there at third base. And guy chops one to the third baseman, and Jake just takes off. You know, like it was running on contact. Well, they throw him out at home for out number one. So the runner moved over. They still had the tying run over there with one out. But Kenley Jansen, great closing pitcher, he's now for playing for the Angels, got a couple of strikeouts in the ballgame and stranded the runners. And my thing was, like, you know, the announcers were talking about like it was sort of an obligatory second and third, no outs. You represent the tying run, and he's running on contact on the ground. Well, why though? I mean, that didn't make sense to me. So it's one of those where you'd want to see it through, I would think, right? But regardless, because of the throw out at home and then the back-to-back strikeouts, Angels won the game 4-3. Rays out hit them 9-6, but Angels won the game, got them across. And man, look at Ron Washington. Leaves Atlanta, goes. He's his first year as a manager of the Angels. He's got him a 7-3 start, 7-3 start. They've played 7 of their first 10 games on the road, and they're 5-2 now on the road. And I just honestly, like, it's hard not to root for Ron Washington. All right, so there's a little Major League headline for you. Elsewhere, you had college baseball. Last night, it was State getting a win on the road at UAB. What was the final? 8-3, I believe, last night in Birmingham. And so State will go to Tuscaloosa this weekend. Ole Miss went to Memphis last night and won 10-0. A nice shutout win at Memphis. 10 runs on 8 hits. No runs on 5 hits for Memphis, and they committed 3 errors. And Southern Miss went to Tuscaloosa, midweek game, but Alabama got the win last night, 10-6 over Southern Miss. Southern Miss out-hit Alabama 12-11, but they get outscored, and so they take the midweek loss, and they hit the road and go to Texas for a weekend series. Ole Miss has another midweek game, and it's supposed to be this afternoon. They're going to host Alcorn State, and it is going to be, like I said, just absolutely 100% pristine weather for a little Wednesday midweek baseball. Elsewhere around the SEC last night in the midweek, everybody played. Auburn in Atlanta got a top 25 win last night at Georgia Tech, 9-8. Auburn was out hit 13-8, but win the game. So we're kind of seeing a trend there. But I'll tell you this, Auburn's hot. Series win over Alabama. Big win at Georgia Tech, who's a top 20 team in the midweek. Georgia beat Presbyterian bad, blew them out. Tennessee blew out Alabama State. South Carolina with a 10-run rule over USC Upstate. A&M beat Sam Houston, blew them out. Missouri beat SIU Edwardsville. This is last night. Louisville in 10 innings, extra innings in Louisville, 14th ranked Louisville Cardinals with a 4-3 win over Kentucky. Arkansas beat Arkansas State last night in Fayetteville. Vandy blew out Dayton. Florida, how about the Gators? Struggle. They're on the struggle bus in the SEC. They're 1-11 in league play. But last night, lowly Florida hosted 9th-ranked Florida State and beat them there in Gainesville 5-4. So big upset win in the midweek for Florida. Here's another upset last night. Not really a surprise, though, because they're a really good baseball school. But 19th-ranked Oklahoma was at home last night hosting Dallas Baptist, unranked Dallas Baptist. And DBU beat them 9-1. Out-hit them 14-6 in a 9-1 midweek win for Dallas Baptist. And, the Longhorns of Texas, a 12-2 win over Houston Christian. Now, so 10 runs. I don't know if it went 9 or if that was a shortened game because of the rule or not. But there you go. And those, it was a mouthful, are your headlines. Brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Now, heads up. Speaking of the Mortgage Man Group here in Mississippi, in Ridgeland tomorrow is the day, and it does look like, let me before I speak out of turn, let me just make sure, but I looked a little bit ago, and it looked like the Lord is and was and going to bless the weather for the big crawfish shindig that Luminate Bank and the Mortgage Man Group are hosting in Ridgeland tomorrow. And I'll give you some details on that. Let's see here. Tomorrow, the 10th of April, 4:30 to 7:30. It's over there in Ridgeland on West Jackson Street, 207 West Jackson Street. I think it's right by the railroad track. It's the 3rd annual Railroad District Crawfish Boil. Realtors at the Railroad Networking Event. All right, so tomorrow, 4:30 to 7:30, Railroad District Crawfish Boil. They're on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Illuminate Bank and a whole bunch of other partners putting that on. So if you like crawfish, go on out there and meet them and see them tomorrow. 4:30, 7:30, right there at the Mortgage Man Group offices. Okay, let's see. Joe said I forgot LSU. Did I skip LSU in the scores from last night? Somehow? Okay, they beat Nichols 5-3. LSU last night beat Nichols 5-3 and out hit them 11-4. It was at Nichols in Thibodaux. And I saw this on, looking up college baseball over there on X. Somebody posted last night with a picture. He said, an LSU buddy sent this to me. The Tigers are playing at Nichols State tonight. Nichols has LSU players lining up to use the porta potty during the game. And sure enough, there they are. Some kid for LSU in his batting helmet, full uniform, had to run out to the porta potty. He's waiting for somebody to come out so he can go in between innings. All right. I got some Masters interesting facts for you as we get ready to start it. Par 3's going on today at Augusta. Beautiful weather there. And then your texts coming up as promised. Bradley and PT and Josh and RT and Grumpy and Denzel, Miko and Hunter and Unnamed and all y'all on the Country Pleasing text line. Next, stick around.
I'm Eddie Holcomb with Washington County Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Scott Rainwater with Farm Bureau Insurance here in Washington County.
I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau.
I'm Brian Street with Farm Bureau Insurance in Washington County, and we are your home team.
I think you know what time it is. It's time to eat. Country pleasing, jalapeno and cheddar, green onion. And no, it's not a grill, see that? But the fire is just about burnt down enough where it's time to put some of this on there. And the only decision when it comes to country pleasing sausage is which flavor, jalapeno and cheddar or maybe green onion. Both.
Break me off a piece of that.
Look at that. What that is. That's real green onion. Like that monkey who set his tail on a railroad track. It won't be long now. Country Pleasing sausage, these flavors, and many, many others. Get them online at countrypleasing.com. At a grocery store near you, pretty much anywhere in the Southeast. Walk up in there and say, Country Pleasing, please. They'll know what you're talking about.
Grew up on a family farm out past Leland, just born and raised here in the Mississippi Delta. Never really thought about moving out. You know, it's where my roots are. Our family's a big sports family. It's 4 boys and 1 girl, and all 4 of us boys went and played ball at Delta Community College. My dad, he's always been honestly a role model of mine. He's farmed his whole life. We attend St. James Catholic Church in Leland, where we went to church my whole life, and then now continuing my family, me and my wife and my 3 kids. Being a Christian is everything for me and my family. Being born and raised here in this area, there's just something about this area. I mean, when you pull into it, you don't see a whole lot, but being born and raised here in the farm families and just the people that grew up here, the people that you see here, you see in the grocery store, you go to church with, small town community, you're gonna run into people that you know. It puts a smile on your face knowing that you know the people in your area, in your community. Get to know them as friends and now bring them in to my office here and creating that relationship, extending it on, getting them as insureds, as customers of mine, who I call friend. I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau, and we are the home team.
Y'all have heard me talk about Murray West and MurrayWest.com. They made the hat that I'm wearing. Got the Natchez Trace logo on it. I've told you a little bit about what they are. Contract embroidery company here in Mississippi. Started back in 1996, family owned. They do a phenomenal job, and I got to go visit their place up in New Albany. Let me show you a little bit about it. When I say they do quality stuff, they really do. And so custom apparel, team stuff, I mean, really and truly, just about every high school in the state is sending their embroidered, team gear, jackets, shirts, hats, stuff. Baseball teams, football teams, they're sending it to the folks at Murray West in New Albany. You go to their website, MurrayWest.com, you go to the bottom, you can kind of see some of the Prairie Wildlife, Ole Miss Athletics, Gentile.
And coming to you worldwide at thezone1059.com.
All right, back with you on the Country Pleasing text line. Country Pleasing sausage on grocery store shelves all around the Southeast. I had some of the original smoked sausage flavor for breakfast this morning. Highly recommend that. Highly recommend it. Goes good with anything or by itself. It's kind of like me. It goes good with anything or by itself. Let's see. Unnamed texter said, I thought the old music was the Leave It to Beaver song. No. The old music, well, not old, but this. That has the bike bell. That is from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the whole, pack discography of album of all the music they use on Always Sunny. Hey, Beav, I think the delay might have lessened. Are you there?
Let's check it out.
Yeah, it sounds like it's lessened a little bit.
Right on. Well, now I get to tell you, when you speak of haggis.
Yes.
There's one thing that popped immediately in my brain, and I feel like, especially with this haggis, because it's always just sounded disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You remember, and you seem to be one of the only other human beings that can remember the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer with Mike Myers. Yes. Now, if you remember, Mike Myers was in the butcher shop. He was buying haggis because his father loves it. And he told Nancy Travis, because she said, do you actually eat this? And he was saying, no, it's for my dad. And he said, actually, I think all Scottish cuisine is based on a dare.
Based on a dare. I dare you to eat that. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's have it again. That's actually very, very funny. Beav, do you want me to read you the description of haggis?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear that, folks? He said yes. I just want proof that, I wasn't just trying my best to insert this in here. I'm going to give this whole reading of this description, Beaver, the Always Sunny treatment. You ready? Here it goes. All right. Haggis is a traditional Scottish dish, often considered the national dish. It's made from sheep's heart, lungs, and liver. It has oatmeal, onions, and spices, all stuffed into a sheep's stomach, then cooked. Yeah. Isn't that lovely?
I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Minced. I mean, that's what it is. I'm not trying to be gross, and it doesn't grow. This stuff doesn't gross me out. I mean, it's food. minced sheep's heart, lungs, and liver, along with oatmeal, onions, suet, which is sheep's fat, spices like salt and pepper, herbs. Oh, here you go, Beeve. Top it all off. You ready for this? It's usually seasoned with a touch of whiskey. That's haggis. Now, here's the thing. I've not had it. Sven over in Berlin has had it. He said that it's delicious. So, Sven?
Hey, just Matt Wyatt. Just think about that is a horrible name for a food. Even the name is unappealing.
It is.
I'm going to eat haggis.
It is, Beaver.
Getting excited to cook up some haggis.
Hey, save this topic, Beaver. Let's put this on a sticky note and stick it on the computer screen. Let's come back to it in a slower time of year. Names of food that just the names themselves sound awful. Number 1, haggis. 2, kraut. I'm sure we can come up with some others. Oh, that was something. See, okay, all right. Tyler says it, and it's the first thing I thought of when I saw the picture. It's different but similar. It's the first thing I thought of. Tyler said haggis is Scottish boudin. Okay, again, I don't know what the ingredients in every single solitary thing goes into boudin. I know rice is part of it and other things. But man, whatever it is, it's so good, I don't care. And when I saw, kind of the way it looks, it's similar. It is similar. Let me just tell you something. From Country Meat Packers on Highway 49 in Florence, Mississippi, I've had different types of boudin that they offer. The first was when we were there doing the show live a couple of years ago. Aaron cooked and brought to me to eat live on the air those boudin balls that they make homemade there and sell. Oh my goodness. Crispy, crunchy on the outside, hot, piping hot boudin on the inside. Then, let's see what else. I got some seafood boudin that's more like the link, and then the regular boudin, and brought it home. I still have some of that seafood boudin frozen in the freezer, of course. That's a little redundant there, in the freezer. But let me tell you now, that's kind of what it looked like. And if it tastes anything like it, let's have it. Hunter texts the show, Country Pleasing text line, with a Masters fun fact. He says you can buy one of every menu item for a grand total of $77. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back up. He said, Matt, it's your chance to be an extra in a movie. John Travolta's filming a movie on the Mississippi coast. They're looking for more extras. Hunter, send me the link. I don't really want to be seen. Okay. That's not my deal. But I want to be an extra in a movie. Like one of those things where you get like a $2 check every year of your life and for being an extra, and then you can watch the movie back and look at this one scene and tell everybody, look there, look, that's me. See that? That's my shoulder right there. Oh, sign me up. Somebody help. I'm begging. Listen, I know there are people out there that know how to do this and can hook me up. I won't be a problem. I will not run my mouth. I will behave. I'll do exactly as I'm told. I'm available. Listen, I'm not going to embarrass anybody. I'm not going to give away secrets about what they're filming and when anything behind the scenes. I'll keep quiet until the movie comes out. I promise. Somebody help. Please. Hey, I've got a Masters fact for you sent to me by Beaver. True story. There's this guy who's a really good golfer. He's a college golfer at Arizona State, and he's like the reigning. He won the U.S. amateur. He won the U.S. Am last year at Hazeltine, so he's getting to play in this year's Masters. And like this is big time now. His name is Jose Luis Ballester. He's paired with Scotty Scheffler and Justin Thomas tomorrow and Friday. I say paired, there's 3 of them, so that didn't work. He's grouped. If there's 3 of them, he can't be paired with them. He's grouped with Scheffler. He's a big deal. He was practicing on the range on Monday, and his golf coach from Arizona State comes walking out there with his coach badge and everything. They kicked him out. The Masters ran him off, the coach that is, because the coach was wearing shorts. You can't wear shorts at Augusta? Well, now, I mean, you can as a patron. Don't say fans. Don't say spectators. As a patron, you can wear shorts. But players, coaches, and any other reps, they can't. And he got himself run, like tossed out. See ya. Hey, Beaver, I'm just going to say this. Rules are rules, man. Can't wear shorts at Augusta. You
Nah, I hate that rule. Take it easy out there, Two Goods.
Two Goods.
If you want to be in this posh country club, you do not wear pants with long legs.
Let me just tell you something. That was great. Take it easy out there, Do Goods. Two Goods. No, not Do Goods. Two Goods. Got it. All right, listen. I promise to pick up the pace when we come back. I'll get to the text line with Miko and Denzel and Grumpy and RT and PT and Bradley and Joe and Hook and everybody else. Coming up on this Wednesday, it is the par 3 contest going on right now. I mean, the whole thing is so picturesque. Perfect weather. These guys have their little kids dressed up, and it's caddies walking around, you know, and it's fantastic. It's a lazy man's game, but let me just tell you, this is fun to watch. Stick around.
Do you really need to study game film in bed?
I'm Eddie Holcomb with Washington County Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Scott Rainwater with Farm Bureau Insurance here in Washington County.
I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau.
I'm Brian Street with Farm Bureau Insurance in Washington County, and we are your home team.
I think you know what time it is. It's time to eat. Country pleasing, jalapeno and cheddar, green onion. And no, it's not a grill, see that? But the fire is just about burnt down enough where it's time to put some of this on there. And the only decision when it comes to country pleasing sausage is which flavor, jalapeno and cheddar or maybe green onion. Both.
Break me off a piece of that.
Look at that. What that is. That's real green onion. Like that monkey who set his tail on a railroad track. It won't be long now. Country Pleasing sausage, these flavors, and many, many others. Get them online at countrypleasing.com, at a grocery store near you, pretty much anywhere in the Southeast. Walk up in there and say, Country Pleasing, please. They'll know what you're talking about.
Grew up on a family farm out past Leland, just born and raised here in the Mississippi Delta. Never really thought about moving out. You know, it's where my roots are. Our family's a big sports family. It was 4 boys and 1 girl, and all 4 of us boys went and played ball at Delta Community College. My dad, he's always been honestly a a role model of mine. He's farmed his whole life. We attend St. James Catholic Church in Leland, where we went to church my whole life, and then now continuing my family, me and my wife and my 3 kids. Being a Christian is everything for me and my family. Being born and raised here in this area, there's just something about this area. I mean, when you pull into it, you don't see a whole lot, but being born and raised here and the farm families and just the people that grew up here, the people that you see here, you see in the grocery store, you go to church with, small town community, you're gonna run into people that you know. It puts a smile on your face knowing that you know the people in your area, in your community. Get to know them as friends and now bring them in to my office here and creating that relationship, extending it on, getting them as insureds, as customers of mine, who I call friend. I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau, and we are the home team.
Y'all heard me talk about Murray West and MurrayWest.com. They made the hat that I'm wearing. Got the Natchez Trace logo on it. I've told you a little bit about what they are. Contract embroidery company here in Mississippi. Started back in 1996, family owned. They do a phenomenal job, and I got to go visit their place up in New Albany. Let me show you a little bit about it. I say they do quality stuff. They really do. And so custom apparel, team stuff, I mean, really and truly, just about every high school in the state is sending their embroidered, team gear, jackets, shirts, hats, stuff. Baseball teams, football teams, they're sending it to the folks at Murray West in New Albany. You go to their website, MurrayWest.com, you go to the
Losing the game. You're going to hear about them all and get to talk about it with Matt Wyatt right here, right now on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
Back with you, I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Sven had 2 sports thoughts on YouTube. He said Dylan Cupp looked not good against UAB. He made, again, critical errors. He has to get it together. Noah Sullivan was okay, but for the first time, our relievers were good. And then he said, my biggest headline was that our Lady Hoops team lost their 4 top players. 2 to a degree and 2 to the portal. Well, better go get yourself a new team, right? There's lots of teams that each year they're going to have a whole new team. That's just the world we're living in now, I guess. Let's see. Miko texted the show. He said, Matt, on my way to Country Meat Packers to grab about 20 pounds of sausage links. He says, I got to put some on the grill and grab some KFC coleslaw and have some slaw dogs. And then he said, ooh, let me tell you, 20 pounds is quite a bit. Is it, Miko, is it going to be one flavor, like one consistent flavor? Or are you doing the variety of flavor thing? I'm just trying to think. Yeah. And look, as coleslaw goes, that KFC coleslaw is pretty doggone good. Hey, listen, Miko, I don't know if you've tried it. You know who has good slaw? It's another chicken place, of course. Cane's. Cane's has good slaw. If you hadn't had it, try it. Let me know what you think. You don't get much of it. How big old boy are you? You don't get much of it. Denzel, he texted me on the Country Pleasing text line a definition of that Sunday roast. And I was telling you what I thought about. Around here, Sunday roast means one thing, but that's the UK dish that Danny Willett served at the Champions Dinner at the Masters. A Sunday roast or roast dinner, a British dish traditionally consumed on Sunday. It consists of roasted meat. All right, we're good there. Roasted potatoes or mashed potatoes. All right. Accompaniments such as Yorkshire pudding, stuffing, gravy. All right, gravy. May include condiments such as applesauce, mint sauce, which is what Sven said he doesn't like, red currant sauce, mustard, cranberry, or horseradish sauce. A range of vegetables can be served, such as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, Beaver's favorite, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, parsnips, or peas, which can be boiled, steamed, or roasted alongside the meat and taters. Let me just tell you something right now. That's where this comes from. I never knew it, but I believe what I have just read is that the roast that I've been eating my whole life, and a lot of it on Sunday. My mom would cook it on Sunday. Annabeth's grandmother would cook it on Sunday. We'd have roast, mashed potatoes and gravy, or rice and gravy, one or the other. Vegetables, English peas. Yep. That's where it came from. And you can't beat it. And as far as cooking a roast, anybody out there ever cook one where you're seasoning it, cooking it in Dale's steak sauce? Isn't that what it's called? Steak sauce in the crock pot. Man. Make your tongue slap your hat off. Denzel, thank you for that. Grumpy says, Matt, Grumpy enjoys the Masters, but Mrs. Tiger would kind of like to see Rory win it. Not pulling for Scotty Nice Guy, but wants someone else to win, like a Collin Morikawa. Man, let me just tell you, Grumpy. Now, I like Collin Morikawa. I do. And I think he's exciting and fun to watch. That'd be fine if he wins it. But I'm pulling for Scotty. You know, I do feel like it's sort of time for Rory to win it. Like, players like that are going to win one eventually, aren't they? And it's just sort of time for him to do it. But I can't help but pull for Scotty Scheffler. I don't know what it is about him. I just can't help but pull for him. I tell you who else I like. I wish he'd slip up and do something special and have that moment. It's Tony Finau. I like watching that guy hit the golf ball too. Let's see here. RT said, eat the roast leftovers with lettuce. Heinz 57A1. Gotcha. PT for MSU Texas show said Ron Washington, probably one of the most likable guys in the league, player or coach, the very definition of a lifer. I know. And, you know, with the bad start the Braves are off to, I couldn't help PT but think, okay, there's your no Ron Washington effect right there. I mean, he's got the Angels playing great baseball. Bradley, what is this? What I don't understand. Bradley, help me out. Why? So he's going hashtag Hail State, but with the big letter P in the middle. Hashtag Hail and then the letter P and then State. What is that, though? I don't know what it is. I'm missing something. I'm missing the point somehow. I'm the one. Someone's going to have to tell me. Over to the phone line, the Davini Equipment phone line. Davini Equipment in Madison and in Jackson. Your Kubota dealer. Wayne on line one. Hey, Wayne, what's up? I don't hear Wayne. I don't know what the deal is. I can't hear him.
Well, he's gone after holding for 20 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that long ago? That text just came through on my... You know what, Beav? I'm gonna have to restart this thing. You know what else, Beav? I bet that's the delay. Is the computer I was running all this through is slowed down today. All right, sorry about that. Let me restart that. Let me restart it. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll wait till the top of the hour, then I'll restart it. Yeah,
I was thinking you were purposely making this man wait for 20 minutes.
No. See, and that's what I'm saying. The text about the guy getting kicked out for shorts. It came through on my phone, but on the computer it just came through. So that's what it's doing. That thing stopped. Sorry, Wayne, wherever you are. Call me later. Paramount Outdoor Living said add mutton to the list. I'm going to have to look up mutton. Don't know what it is. I'll have to look it up. But I know what mutton is, because wouldn't that be the same as mutton chops? Something called what? Bulldog West says chattering. I don't know what chattering is. Josh on the Country Pleasing text line said haggis may look similar, but it tastes nothing like boudin. Well, all right. What does it taste like, Josh? What does it taste like? Oh, real unnamed texter said, shh, don't let everybody know about this seafood boudin they have down here. Sorry, words out, real unnamed. I know I said it earlier. The seafood boudin they have at Country Meat Packers is something else. MSU 1980 texted the show. He said, Matt, talking about movies filming, a couple of years ago, Bruce Willis movie was filmed right in front of our building in downtown Jackson. There were 2 actors being filmed in our building about 10 feet from my desk near the front door, so I got to watch it sitting at my desk. It says our building is an old bank building, and they were filming a robbery. He did say, though, and added here at the end of his text, his own critique of the movie. And I quote, MSU 1980 said, the movie turned out to be awful, though. See, that's the thing, though. Like, if you get to be an extra in a movie, it doesn't matter if it's awful or not. It doesn't matter if anybody sees it or not. You just get to do it. I bad want to do it. Mark from Port St. Joe said that Moore's is better than Dale's, but you can only get it at Dollar General. I bet it's better. Yeah. I bet. I bet it's better than Dale's. You only get it at Dollar General. Real C says, my master's pick is Min Woo Lee. Okay. All right. Jason out in Flagstaff, Arizona says, I thought the relievers were good Saturday and Sunday. They said on the radio broadcast Sunday that State only used 6 pitchers all weekend. Yeah, State pitched it well against South Carolina. And, the thing about it is, Jason, South Carolina is a team that, they haven't won a bunch of games, but the one thing they have done pretty well is put the bat on the ball. I mean, they hit the ball. In terms of batting average as a team against SEC pitching that they've seen this year, they were up there. So, I mean, they hit it. State did pitch it well. Hunter says that he refers to Dale's seasoning as Southern soy sauce. That's about what it is. Great marinade for everything. Oh, Tony Finau. Grumpy said he loves the fact that Tony and his brother would hit golf balls in the garage against a mattress in their South Florida home as kids. That's one of the ways he learned how to hit a golf ball. Yep. Well, they say, Grumpy, success follows passion. If you're passionate enough, you'll figure out a way, even if it's propping up a mattress and hitting golf balls into it. All right. Hour 2 coming up. Stick around. Y'all heard me talk about Murray West and murraywest.com. They made the hat that I'm wearing. Got the Natchez Trace logo on it. I've told you a little bit about what they are. Contract embroidery company here in Mississippi. Started back in 1996, family owned. They do a phenomenal job, and I got to go visit their place up in New Albany. Let me show you a little bit about it. Say they do quality stuff, they really do. And so custom apparel, team stuff, I mean, really and truly, just about every high school in the state is sending their embroidered, team gear, jackets, shirts, hats, stuff. Baseball teams, football teams, they're sending it
out to the folks at Murray West in New Albany. You go to their website, murraywest.com. You go to the bottom, you can kind of see some of the Prairie Wildlife, Ole Miss Athletics, Gentile, others that they work with. Can't recommend them enough. If you need your logo printed, embroidered, sewn on to anything, custom apparel and other stuff, make sure you go there. Murray West. You can find them online. MurrayWest.com. That's MURRY West.com.
I'm Eddie Holcomb with Washington County Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Scott Rainwater with Farm Bureau Insurance here in Washington County.
I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau.
I am Brian Street with Farm Bureau Insurance in Washington County, and we are your home team.
I think you know what time it is. It's time to eat. Country pleasing, jalapeno and cheddar, green onion. And no, it's not a grill, see that? But the fire is just about burnt down enough where it's time to put some of this on there. And the only decision when it comes to country pleasing sausage is which flavor, jalapeno and cheddar or maybe green onion. Both. Break me off a piece of that. Look at that. What that is. That's real green onion. Like that monkey who set his tail on a railroad track. It won't be long now. Country Pleasing sausage, these flavors, and many, many others. Get them online at countrypleasing.com. At a grocery store near you, pretty much anywhere in the Southeast. Walk up in there and say, Country Pleasing, please. They'll know what you're talking about.
I was born and raised in Greenville. I've always called Greenville home. This is where I, was raised, went to high school, graduated high school, worked all my life here, leading up to going to college. So even when I moved from Greenville, I always told people, they asked me where you're from, I always said I'm from Greenville. I have mother, father, brother, niece, aunt, all live here in Greenville. So this is home. This is where I, live, and I've just always called it home. Small town, I feel like I could walk in any place tomorrow and know 2 to 3 people in there. It's small town. Someone's on the side of the road broken down. Hey, you need a boost, flat tire, you need help changing it. That's just kind of, what I love about this area. The blues and the food and everything that comes along with the Mississippi Delta that I love. I tell people all the time, my business cards have my cell phone number on them for a reason. Insurance doesn't happen from 8 to 5. When you need me, it's going to be after 5. It hardly ever happens where you have a wreck, get pulled over, need an insurance card, wind blows, shingles off your roof. All these things happen, and it's typically after 5. And so the ability for someone to call me, get in contact with me, text me, ask me a question, and that's what it's about to me, is helping the people that we serve, is taking care of people, and them knowing that they can count on me whenever they need me. I am Brian Street with Farm Bureau Insurance in Washington County, and we are your home team.
Diabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Welcome, John, our new admin lead.
Thanks.
You've got your laptop, all your admin apps. Oh, and you'll be in charge of ordering food for the team. So here's your drawer full of menus.
Whoa.
You'll keep your receipts in this file folder. Whoops! Receipt confetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and all these sticky notes have everyone's dietary preferences.
Have you tried 𝐷cater? Online ordering from great restaurants, tools to save time and stay on budget, digital receipts in one place.
We're gonna need a bigger recycling bin.
𝐷cater, the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. Order now at 𝐷cater.com.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
WRKS Pickens Jackson. We are good to go. With more of the Matt Wyatt Show. Coming to you direct and live at the Zone 105.9 and worldwide. Now, here we go. At the Zone1059.com.
Here we go. Hour number 2 of the show, off and running with you. I'm Matt. In the Bureau, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go! With the home team, they are your home team. Speaking of things that go together, like golf and Augusta, Georgia, and beautiful weather in the spring, bluebird skies, and highs about 68. That goes together. Caleb had another suggestion. He's on YouTube. He said, I wouldn't mind a country-pleasing variety charcuterie plate with MSU cheese. Ooh, yes, sir. Bring that on. Or here's another combo. Like I had this morning, Caleb, country-pleasing original smoked sausage flavor for breakfast with hot coffee. Hot coffee from High Point Roasters in New Albany, Mississippi. Go to highpointroasters.com. Get your coffee right there. Big 1-pound bags of it. You're not going to run out anytime soon. Breakfast blend. That's what that is. I haven't finished it yet. All right. Anything goes. Let her rip on this Wednesday. Keegan Bradley just hit a hole-in-one in the par 3 contest. That's pretty cool. He's growing out a mustache. You know, some people, it looks neat. He needs to shave that ugly thing off. I'm one to talk. All right. Over to the phone line, the Divinity Equipment phone. You can call me at this number, 897-1059. Got it? 601 number, 897-1059. Wayne is back. Wayne, I apologize for making you wait earlier. I apparently was having a technical glitch over here, and I didn't realize it, but got you now. Thanks for calling back. What's up?
Oh, man, I had to go by fancy business to give me a call or somebody called. But you were talking about that boudin. I've had some from Louisiana. That wasn't bad.
You said it wasn't bad?
Well, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
And my mother, she would make that squash dressing. And you couldn't tell the difference between that and regular dressing. It's a whole lot better for you, you know.
Okay. Did you say squash? Hold on. Did you say squash dressing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That sounds good.
She had a brother while they were both living. He come over. I was laughing. What you laughing at? They called me good. Oh, nothing. He just eating the heck out of it. And then she could make them oatmeal cookies and that thing fermented cheese. She get mad at me that fermented cheese. She put it in raw silver. And I just dig it out and throw the silver back on the plate. But her oatmeal cookies, buddy, they will melt in your mouth.
Homemade oatmeal cookies. There are a few things better than that.
But anyway, well, buddy, I'll have a good one.
All right, you too, Wayne. Hey, good to hear from you. Thank you. All right.
Yes, sir. I got some more for y'all whenever y'all need it.
Thank you. I always appreciate you offering. All right, line 2 of the Divinity Equipment phone line. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Not C is for cookie. No, C is for crappie. Real C. What's up?
Man, this show has made me gain about 7 pounds so far today.
Good.
No, that's not good. You hit on a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that was the Sunday after lunch dinners at Mama's house with the roast beef, rice, and gravy with all the cousins and everybody there every Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's still to this day my number one comfort food. I have done a little twist to it though, because I love that little Mississippi roast beef recipe everybody uses with the ranch dressing packs and the pepperoni peppers, etc., and all that kind of stuff. But a guy I pay a lot of attention to up there in South Haven, How to Barbecue Right.
Yeah.
He did a spin on it to where everybody browns their roast or sears it a little bit before they put it in their crock pots and whatnot. Well, he did a video, and I watched it, and I've started doing it, and I'd encourage anybody else out there to go look that thing up and do the exact same thing if they have a smoker that they use or a grill or whatever. I smoked the roast on the grill for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I put it in my cast iron Dutch oven on the grill with all the Mississippi roast ingredients.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something. I would have challenged my mama in a roast cook-off on that dude.
It sounds fantastic. And I would imagine
it finest roast beef I ever ate.
Well, and all the other stuff. So what? Potatoes in there? Like what else?
Yeah, they put some new potatoes in there with it. It's really just the seasoning that they're looking for on that.
Yeah.
You can kind of add to it or go around whatever you want to do. I'm sure people put some carrots and things like that in it.
Yeah.
She used to always go and buy a bunch of fresh vegetables from the farmer's market. We'd have peas and butter beans or speckled butter bean, whatever, and just all kinds of different stuff to go along with it as well. She was feeding a daggum army every Sunday.
Yeah, and it sounds real, like it's so similar to what Annabeth's family had going all those years. Same thing, Mom, Miss Smith, at her house, she'd cook, and there'd be people coming, and it seemed like every now and then, too, sometimes somebody might show up that they didn't know was coming. And still, they just get in line.
Well, I'll tell you, that hour or two of smoke from a smoker on that roast beef, oh, my gosh. That chuck roast just sucks it up like a sponge.
Okay, hey, did you say an hour or two? So it's not really specific?
No, I mean, you're not really... I got an opinion on smoke on a smoker, and a lot of people might not agree with me, but you get past 2 hours of smoke on a smoker, and it starts to have kind of like a creosote effect. There's only so much smoke meat can take.
Okay.
And when you overdo it, you by golly, you've overdone it.
Yeah, I got you.
So you kind of limit its exposure. About an hour and a half is what I typically go for.
Okay.
But I smoke everything to a temp. I don't use times, so it's hard for me to put times on things. I always like to get an internal temp where I want it to then finish it or whatnot, and I'll finish it to a certain temp that I want, and that's when it's done. Now, how much time that took, that's going to vary.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, I was asking because somebody on the text line.
Look up How to Barbecue Right. Do a Google search on How to Barbecue Right. He spells it just like it sounds. It's HOW and the number 2, and then BBQ Right, RIGHT,
right.
And just do Mississippi chuck roast.
Okay, all right, there it is. Hey,
he is the hands down best source for recipes and whatnot.
And listen, thank you, Real C. Thank you for the info.
Thank you for the info. Always.
All right, good stuff. And I apologize for the
now that
delay.
If that turns out to be a crappy roast beef, it's not my problem.
Oh, well, shoot. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the advice is solid. Appreciate the call.
All right, brother.
Yeah, and then if you're on the phone, just bear with me. It's on my end. I got a little delay working today, so just bear with me. Back over to the phone line. Thibodeau on line 1. What's up, Thibodeau?
I'm going to talk about what Miko was talking about, getting some coleslaw to go with that sausage.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, I went to Country Meat Packers, and I was just roaming around looking at all their prepackaged stuff, like their potato salads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think I spent about 20 minutes looking until a guy finally came and said, "Hey, man, are you looking for something specific?" I said, "Yeah." I said, up at Mississippi State at Dudy Noble Field, y'all make these sausage dogs, coleslaw on them. Where's the coleslaw? And he said, we don't do that. That's something else that Mississippi State buys from some other supplier. And I said, well, maybe you should call that supplier and get some of it. Because it's so good. And I was like, I ain't been able to replicate it. So I don't know if they're going to follow through on that. And the other thing I was going to say is this, hearing Real C talk about beef is kind of an anomaly with the amount of pork chop pictures that man posts on his social media.
Yeah.
I've never seen him post a picture of beef.
That's interesting. Wait a minute. Hey, I got to go back. Did you ever get any headway, though, on your slaw you were looking for?
No. The last time I was in there, I looked around a little bit and didn't see anything. I'm guessing it might be something proprietary that Mississippi State's getting from somebody else. They don't want anybody else to have it.
I got you. Okay.
Because I've tried to replicate that, and it's difficult to do.
Yeah. Appreciate the call, Thibodeau. Thank you. Listen, Thibodeau is right. Those sausage dogs are fantastic. A slaw on it. I love them. It's worth the trip. Win or lose, it's worth the trip, in my humble opinion. Let's see. Country Pleasing text line. J-Rock texted and said, okay, yeah, we were talking about the name haggis. I mean, Beaver had a point. He said just the name sounds bad, haggis. But J-Rock says haggis doesn't sound good, but it does sound better than saying sheep innards. I mean, well, when you put it that way. Mr. Vegas, hopefully Real C sort of answered your question there about the amount of time on the smoker for the roast. And let's see. RT texted the show. He said, we talking about the roast, cube the leftovers, cube potatoes, carrots, onions, celery, make a thick stew like gravy, eat with good bread. Yes, I've had that too. Absolutely have had that too at other places. Where it's leftover maybe like next day and basically make like a beef stew out of it. It's fantastic. Man, I'm getting hungry. I'm like Real C. I'm not just saying that for effect on the radio. I really am starting to get hungry. I can taste it. I can taste that roast, gravy, potatoes. Let's do headline.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Powered by Luminate Bank. And the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate, part of a big crawfish shindig that's happening tomorrow starting at 4:30 in Ridgeland over there by the railroad. Local Realtors Group, go check them out. More info on that coming up. Last night in midweek baseball, Ole Miss went to Memphis and got themselves a midweek win, 10-0, shutout, 10-zip. Held Memphis to 5 hits. Memphis committed 3 errors. Ole Miss 10 runs on 8 hits, no errors in the game. And Ole Miss supposed to play Alcorn State today here on Wednesday. Mississippi State was in Birmingham last night, picked up a midweek win 8-3 over the UAB Blazers. State improved to 20-13 overall. 8-3 the final. Both teams had 7 hits and both teams committed an error. State goes to Tuscaloosa this weekend. In Tuscaloosa last night, though, it was Alabama beating Southern Miss in a top 25 matchup, 10-6. Southern Miss out-hit them 12-11, but Bama wins the game. And so Southern Miss packs up and gears up and gets ready to go west. They're out at, Texas State for a 3-game series on the road this weekend. And as we said, Alabama's going to host State this weekend. Elsewhere around the SEC, Texas won by 10 over Houston Christian last night. Unranked Dallas Baptist beat Oklahoma in Norman 9-1. Vandy beat Dayton. Florida upset Florida State. They got Florida State ranked 9th in the country, but Florida won last night in Gainesville 5-4. Bit of an upset. LSU won at Nichols last night 5-3 over in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Arkansas stays hot. Got their 31st win of the year. They beat Arkansas State 7-3. Louisville beat Kentucky in 10 innings last night, 4-3. South Carolina with a 10-run win over USC Upstate. A&M won big over Sam Houston. Missouri won big over Edwardsville. Check this out. Missouri beat SIU Edwardsville 11-8. Missouri committed 8 errors in the game and still won 11-8. Tennessee beat Alabama State. Auburn went to Atlanta and beat Georgia Tech 9-8 in a top 20 matchup in the midweek. Nice win for Auburn, even though they were out hit big 13-8. And Georgia, after getting swept by Texas this past weekend, they bounced back big and had 16 runs against Presbyterian. Last night beat them 16-2. That was college baseball. There are a few midweek games, as I said. Ole Miss is going to play Alcorn today. Few midweek games. And then you look ahead of the weekend. State and Ole Miss both are playing Friday through Sunday. You'll have a couple of SEC series that'll begin tomorrow, which are Missouri at Florida. One of those teams is going to get some relief. Missouri is 0-12 in the league, and Florida's 1-11. They're playing each other in Gainesville this weekend, starting tomorrow night. And South Carolina will go to A&M. Those are Thursday beginnings to those series. And elsewhere around the SEC this weekend, as I mentioned, State is at Alabama this weekend. Ole Miss will be at home this weekend hosting Tennessee. There's one of, if not the premier series, one of the premier series in the country. It's 6th-ranked Ole Miss hosting 5th-ranked Tennessee this weekend. Tennessee wants to bounce back after losing a series last week at home to Texas A&M. Arkansas will go to Georgia this weekend. That'll be interesting. South Carolina A&M. I told you that. LSU is at Auburn. That's 3 versus 11. And then Vandy goes to Oklahoma this weekend. And so there's your look around the SEC. And those are your headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, buying and financing or refinancing, anything like that. That's where you want to go. The Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank. Heads up, told you this a minute ago, but tomorrow in Ridgeland, if you like crawfish, especially the free variety, check this out. It's the 3rd annual Railroad District Crawfish Boil. The Realtors at the Railroad Network, it's kind of putting it on, Realtors at the Railroad Networking event. So right there, West Jackson Street in Ridgeland, Railroad, from 4:30 to 7:30, the Railroad District Crawfish Boil. Head on over there, check them out tomorrow. That, too, powered by the Mortgage Man Group and Illuminate Bank. All right, let's see. Grumpy said, Matt, the Hickory Pit in Jackson, along with Canova Smokehouse in Flowood, have great coleslaw. And he says it's really good on Sloppy Joes. I don't think I've ever had Sloppy Joes with slaw on them. Doggone, I'm ready to try it. Hunter said, Matt, will you be at the spring game event? He says he has an interesting way of wording. Hunter, you have an interesting way of wording this. He said, are you going to be at the spring game? I'm hoping our rented players buy into the program. Listen, yeah, I'll be there. We're going to have, as far as I know, we're going to have a radio broadcast of the abbreviated spring game. So looking forward to being there and seeing that. And what about Hunter? What about buying in? I think it's really difficult for a coach, any coach. I mean, some pull it off, but they're few and far between. The ones that coaches who can set up a really stringent disciplinary and like bring your lunch pail type of program and then get players to buy into that, especially long term. It's few and far between anymore. It's totally what they're calling transactional. You know, if you want to see something interesting, again, I was looking up college baseball on the old X app yesterday or last night. No, it might have been this morning. And something with Cliff Godwin at East Carolina popped up. Post-game things. Somebody's interviewing him. They're filming it with their phones, and they ask him a question about, something similar to buy-in or whatever from players. And he went on a little mini rant right there about the negative effects of this just wholly transactional atmosphere that has been created now in all of college sports. And as I was listening to him, I was thinking, man, you know, no wonder guys like Lane Kiffin don't even travel with their team. You know, road trip, the football team and some of the people traveling with them, they go to the airport, stand in line, go through the check, and get on the team plane. Kiffin just gets on another plane. He's already back to Oxford or Tupelo by the time the other ones even take off. He ain't traveling with them. Why would he? It's a totally transactional atmosphere. And what's the point in trying to get buy-in? Your leaders or lack thereof in the world of college athletics have created an atmosphere where they'll just pretty much let anything go to preserve their paychecks. And by doing so, it's totally transactional. Nobody depends on anybody long term. And I don't know, everybody's renting players. It's not just state. Stick around.
I'm Eddie Hoffman with Washington County Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Scott Rainwater with Farm Bureau Insurance here in Washington County.
I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau.
I'm Brian Street with Farm Bureau Insurance in Washington County, and we are your home team.
Y'all heard me talk about Murray West and MurrayWest.com. They made the hat that I'm wearing. Got the Natchez Trace logo on it. I've told you a little bit about what they are. Contract embroidery company here in Mississippi. Started back in 1996, family owned. They do a phenomenal job, and I got to go visit their place up in New Albany. Let me show you a little bit about it. I say they do quality stuff. They really do. And so custom apparel, team stuff, really and truly, just about every high school in the state is sending their embroidered, team gear, jackets, shirts, hats, stuff. Baseball teams, football teams, they're sending it to the folks at Murray West in New Albany. You go to their website, MurrayWest.com, you go to the bottom, you can kind of see some of the Prairie Wildlife, Ole Miss Athletics, Gentile, others that they work with. Can't recommend them enough. If you need your logo printed, embroidered, sewn on to anything, custom apparel and other stuff, make sure you go there. Murray West, you can find them online. MurrayWest.com. That's MURRY West.com.
I had this opportunity to come up to a friend of mine that was an agent here at Farm Bureau that, he said this may be something I like to do because he knew I was involved in the community. And what we do, we're supporting the community. We're doing stuff to protect the members of our community. I've been here almost a decade. And what we do, we help people every day through the products we sell. We make recommendations to them, stuff to protect their assets, protect their lives, their families, and we're local. We're local people. Everybody that works in this office has grown up here, lived here, played ball in this community. I've coached in this community, been on the park boards, the sports league boards, the booster club boards, The community is what's important here in Farm Bureau. We push the local community. We're a Mississippi company. That's a Washington School team ball from 2019. Greg Wallace was the head coach then, and him and I were really good friends. I've been in Greenville my whole entire life. My family's been here. This is home. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to support the people of Washington County, protect them. I'm Scott Rainwater with Farm Bureau Insurance here in Washington County. We are the home team.
I think you know what time it is. It's time to eat. Country pleasing, jalapeno and cheddar, green onion. And no, it's not a grill, see that? But the fire is just about burnt down enough where it's time to put some of this on there. And the only decision when it comes to country pleasing sausage is which flavor, jalapeno and cheddar or maybe green onion. Both. Break me off a piece of that. Look at that. You know what that is? That's real green onion. Like that monkey who set his tail on a railroad track. It won't be long now. Country.
All right, Real C texted the show and he said, for those that asked about roast, 1.5 to 2 hours on the smoker at 275 or in the Dutch oven at 275. He says until the internal temp is 210-ish degrees. Y'all write that down? Huh? Did you write it down? I'll repeat it. For those that asked about the roast, 1.5 to 2 hours on the smoker at 275. 1.5, 2 hours, 275 smoke. The Dutch oven, 275 until the internal temp is 210-ish degrees, he says. See, y'all can trust him. He knows what he's talking about. I trust him. I also trust that I'm hungry now after this whole deal. Hey, what do we have here? Look at this. Masters update. You got the par 3 going on right now, which they don't take it seriously. It's just sort of like a fun day before the serious stuff begins tomorrow. But man, it sure is beautiful out there. You know, and like Gary Players, he's got to be 90 years old. He's in great shape, striping it all over that par 3 contest, hitting it close. He's right now at his age, he's way better at golf than all y'all. And I'm not even saying that. Like, why would I say that to be nice to him? He's 89. He'll be 90 in November. But you ought to see him out there. I mean, really, these par 3, sure, they're not long. You know, they hit it far, but he's hitting it close constantly. All right, let's see what we have here. 10 bizarre Masters facts that sound fake. Number 1, there was a hostage situation in the clubhouse. In October of 1983, Ronald Reagan playing a round of golf at Augusta National when a man named Charles Harris crashed his 74 Dodge pickup through the front gate. Harris went and found the pro shop, threatened to use his .38 revolver, disarmed Secret Service agents, and taking 7 hostages. He demanded to talk to President Reagan. He wanted to persuade him to fix the massive layoffs happening to American steel workers. Now, this guy they said he was drunk at the time. He was out of a job. He was mad. He was upset at Ronald Reagan. It says Reagan called the pro shop, tried to